So it's been an eventful few months for in the Canadian politics.
Yes.
So as a leader of opposition, what would be your top priorities? Or
I've got three top priorities: affordability. It is so expensive out there right now for people to buy groceries, buy a house, pay their rent, fill their gas tank. And, Mark Carney promised he was going to make it affordable. Here we are a year and a half later, and it turns out it was all an illusion. It's been more costs, more tax, more debt, more of the same. He's turned out to be just another liberal. We as conservatives have put together an affordability team. We have people like Tim Uppel on that team, our deputy leader. And the message is this: let's take all taxes off gas for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. Save people 25 cents a liter, $20 a fill up, and $1,000 between now and the end of the year. Let's take all tax GST off used vehicles. I mean, once you've bought the car, the car's taxed at the first sale. It shouldn't be taxed again and again and again. That would save you about $1,800 on a used car. Mm-hmm. And another idea we have is get rid of the industrial carbon tax. It applies on industry, but then it gets passed on in lower wages and higher prices. Anything that uses cement, concrete, fertilizer like food, glass, steel, aluminum becomes more expensive. So everything you have in the studio is more expensive as a result of that tax. So let's get rid of that tax. All of that would bring down the cost of living so that our people can afford good food, a nice home on a safe street.
Cost of living is no doubt the major issue these days.
Yes.
But on the other side, the government says that Canada's economy is improving. So you argued on that, with many families are still struggling. So what do you think? Economy is actually getting better, or the government is just saying?
Well, I regret that Canada was the only economy that fell into recession in the last year. There's no other G7 country that had 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, which is the textbook definition of a recession. Mm-hmm. And so we're very saddened to see that. And those are the results of Mark Carney continuing on the same liberal policies over the last that have been in place over the last 10 years. There have been many announcements, many promises, but they're all illusions. The reality is that our economy is flat or shrinking, that the cost of living is outpacing people's incomes, and people don't know how they're going to pay their bills. We've got 2.2 million people lined up at food banks. That's a record-smashing number. We have the worst productivity in the G7, the worst household debt in the G7, in fact, the worst we've ever seen in our history, the worst housing costs in the G7. So judged against other countries, Mark Carney's economic record is a disaster. He is just carrying on with the same tax and spend, top-down, government knows best approach. Now, I'm not surprised liberals say things are good, because for their little club of power brokers and insiders, it's very good. They're getting bailouts, handouts, and carve-outs. But you're getting taxes, debt, and inflation.
So let's talk about the new deal, the defense deal. They just announced, Canada is considering the major investment, almost $100 billion investment in the new submarine fleet to strengthen our defense capabilities. Do you support this plan?
I wouldn't call it a plan. I wouldn't call it a plan. Yesterday, Mr. Carney was unable to tell us how many subs we would get, in what year they would arrive, and how much it would cost, nor is he telling us where the money is coming from. Do we support buying subs? Absolutely. Do we support expanding military spending? We do. But we want to make sure that the money goes to increasing the power and might of our military and the equipment of our soldiers, sailors, and aircrew, not to more cost overruns, bureaucratic boondoggles, and profiteering by defense lobbyists and other members of the Liberal Club. So our focus will be on making sure that there's real value for money, for our troops, and our taxpayers.
Despite many issues, still recent polling shows the Liberals are maintaining the national lead. What do you believe your party needs to do to reconnect the Canadians or earn their confidence in you and your party?
Well, I think Mr. Carney has created a wonderful illusion, and we need to hasten the collision of that illusion with the reality. And the reality is that after a year and a half of Mark Carney, nothing has really changed in your life. I would ask you, what has changed for you under Carney? Is your grocery bill smaller? Can you afford gas more? Can you, has your rent or your mortgage payment gone down after a year and a half of Mark Carney, or is it the same as it was under Trudeau or worse? So the reality is you're not going to get any real change in your life for the better, for an affordable, safe country, unless we have a new conservative government to launch that.
Let's talk about Alberta. You are recently spoken about keeping Alberta strong within United Canada.
Yes.
So what specific actions would you take to address Alberta's concerns over energy investment or relationship with Ottawa, so
Yes.
with the federal government?
Look, I think Alberta does have legitimate complaints that we can address. The good news is they're all problems that are easy to fix. The main objections are related to policies of the federal Liberal government, the heavy-handed taxes, blocking resources, gun grab, soft on crime laws that have unleashed extortion and other crime in our communities. But those are all things we can fix. Canada is more than a government. It's a people, a flag, a land, a history, a culture. And I would say Albertans are better off locking arms with fellow Canadians to achieve what we jointly want. Newfoundlanders want to double their oil production. So do we. So why don't we work with them on federal policies that will allow that to happen? The majority of Canadians in every province support pipelines. Let's lock arms with other provinces to unblock pipelines nationwide. Let's lock arms with rural communities in the east that are opposed to the Liberal gun grab, so that our hunters and farmers and sport shooters can keep their lawfully acquired property. Let's lock arms with our friends in Toronto who want tougher laws to stop crime. That is how we're ultimately going to restore the country that we love and fulfill the promise it makes its people.
And many Canadians, including members of South Asian communities, are increasingly concerned about rising incidents of extortion, intimidation, and other violent crimes. So what reforms would you propose to make communities safer and secure?
Well, the Liberals have unleashed this crime wave with their catch and release laws. Liberal bail allows repeat offenders out of jail within hours of their most recent arrests. Liberal house arrest allows the serious convicts to serve their sentences in the living room. And liberal immigration and border management has allowed Bishnoi gangsters into our country. They are able to operate with impunity, even though they're not even permanent residents. They're just visitors. And I don't understand why the government can't stop people from visiting our country to bring crime to our streets. So how do we reverse the Liberal crime wave? We have to reverse the Liberal crime laws. Bring in mandatory jail, not bail. Jail, not bail. That means that anyone who has a track record of crime who gets arrested again cannot get bail. 2, we need to have stronger sentencing for extortion. Tim Singh-Uppal has a bill that would bring in mandatory prison sentences for extortion. 3, we need to identify and deport visiting members of the Bishnoi gang who are not permanent residents or citizens, kick them out. And 4, we need to make sure that no new ones get into our country. If someone is trying to from another country who is not a citizen, not a permanent resident, and has attachments to the Bishnoi gang and to other crime syndicates, should be denied entry and kept out of our country. That's how we're going to end extortion and keep Canadians safe.
As the FIFA World Cup is going on, and we are co-hosting it. Are you a soccer fan?
I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I did take in some of the games. My wife is a huge soccer fan, and she even wanted to name our child, our baby boy, Ronaldo.
Wow.
But I decided not to go with that name. So, but I think it's great that people are excited, and even though Canada didn't win this year, we made the best performance imaginable, and we were never, as a group, as a nation, never known as being a soccer superpower. So the fact that we got as far as we did is very exciting, and it bodes well that maybe next World Cup we'll have a real breakthrough.
So which one is your favorite team?
I always cheer for Canada. When Canada's out, then I'm out as well.
So Canada is co-hosting this cup, like this World Cup. So what does this tournament mean for Canadians' international image and national pride, like when we co-host this?
Yeah, look, I think it is, it's good for our international reputation. gives us the ability to showcase the beautiful geography. It brings a lot of media attention to some of our most beautiful destinations. I mean, anybody who sees Vancouver on television will probably want to visit it in person. So I think that it's a great opportunity to showcase what we have to offer and hopefully bring in billions of dollars of tourism that will flood our communities with dollars and our restaurants with business. And so hopefully the world falls in love with Canada while they're watching the World Cup.
So many young Canadians have been inspired by Team Canada's performance, like in this cup. So do you believe this is the right time to invest more in like these kind of sports or community soccer programs across the country so we can promote like this game?
Yeah, look, we used to have the sports tax credit where you could write off sports registration for your kids. I thought that was a good thing. I helped bring it in way back 20 years ago. The Liberals got rid of that. I think that was a mistake to get rid of that because it helped a lot of families of limited means get a break when they registered their kids for soccer or hockey or other sporting activities. I think we have to get our young people more active. You know, in healthcare, we often think of how we can spend on medicine and treatments, surgeries, and after the fact remedies, but we need to start with prevention. How do you prevent illness? You keep people active and healthy. So one of our focuses is that we're going to have a big promotion of healthy activities, healthy eating, and I think we can actually save our healthcare system money if we do that. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Good.
And thank you so much for your time, Mr. Poilievre, and joining us. And would you like to share something with the listeners in the end?
Look, I think that I know a lot of people are feeling down right now with the state of the country. People are feeling beat up and they can't afford anything. The cost of living is raging out of control, but have hope. We've been through hard times before. We're going to keep fighting for you. We have a strong conservative affordability team that will work to get results for the families of Edmonton and all of Canada. We want to make this a country that's affordable at home, safe at home, self-reliant at home. So
thanks again, Mr.
Keep the hope alive. Thank you, sir.